Hello again, this is Bill Seifert with Optivita Nutrition. We're back today to talk to you about pre-workout and post-workout nutrition. Nutrition is everything, first and foremost. A lot of people want to work out and not worry about their diet, but working out an hour a day, 3 times a week is not going to outweigh a bad diet. Every molecule on your body is made from food, everything. Workouts are just a stimulus, the diet and the supplements are the ones that actually build. Everything from your hormones to your muscles to all your cells, everything. Now, a lot of people have questions about pre-workout nutrition, and it is kind of a universal subject. It's not one size fits all. First of all, when you look at pre-workout nutrition, you kind of look at it from 2 different standpoints. Are you going to do aerobic workouts, or are you going to do anaerobic workouts? An aerobic workout is basically cardio. If you're going to run a long distance, if you're going to do like ride a bike or anything that requires repetitive, long-term kind of, sets. And then you got anaerobic workouts, which are the ones that you feel a burn with. The ones that when you lift heavy weights or you sprint real fast or anything that's more explosive or heavier, you tend to work a different muscle type. Now, those kind of workouts are more strenuous on the body. And also if you're dieting or if you're trying to bulk up, or if you're just trying to maintain your weight, your diet's very different. In order to lose weight, you tend to have to have low blood sugar. If your blood sugar is low and then you do cardio, you tend to burn more fat. If blood sugar is high, so is the hormone insulin, and you can't really burn that much fat right away. So it gets really confusing. So let's talk about general pre-workout nutrition. Now, I'm sure a bunch of you have gone to the gym, did a leg workout, and next thing you know, you had a puke. You're about to run off into the bathroom and start throwing your guts up. The reason for that is that you have to keep in mind that most food can stay in our stomach for many hours. Protein stays in our stomach for about 1.5 hours. Fat can stay in our stomach for about 3 hours before it goes into the intestine. But carbs are in there generally pretty quick, about 30, 45 minutes. And then they're in and out into the intestine. They run their path. Now, if you have a big breakfast, say you had whole eggs, sausage, toast and all kind of stuff, and then you go to the gym 45 minutes later. Well, now you got fat inside your stomach, and you got protein inside your stomach, and now you're doing a leg workout. Well, you notice your legs are pumping up. They're getting more filled with blood. Well, always remember that blood comes from somewhere. It doesn't come from just, out of space. It comes from different parts of your body. Blood transfers from one part and goes to the other part and makes the muscle pump up. It generally comes from your stomach, intestines, pancreas, and liver. Those 4 primary areas. All 4 of those areas are involved in digestion. So if you have food in your stomach and you're trying to do a leg workout, you're not digesting the food no more. It's kind of splashing around in the stomach. It tends to want to come back up. So point being, make sure that you have adequate time to digest your food before you go to the gym. Now, if you're in a hurry, say you're going to wake up, have something to eat, and go right to the gym, you tend to want to have something quick digesting. You can actually drink a protein shake with a banana blended into it and drink that down, and that will digest real quick. By the time you go to the gym, you're feeling pretty good. You have no food in your stomach, but you have protein, you have carbs, and your body's ready to go. That's a smart way to do it. If you have more time, say you have 1.5 hours, you might have egg whites and something like oatmeal or a whole wheat bagel with eggs and 2% dairy cheese on it if you want, or whatever you want to do. But make sure the fat is very low, if not obsolete. If you have 2.5, 3 hours, well, yes, you can incorporate more fats. So really think about the fat aspect of it. Try not to have too much fat right before a workout. Post-workout, this is where it gets even more confusing. A lot of people believe that once you're done working out, you shouldn't eat for a while. You should let the body keep burning fat. Well, your body is burning fat, but it's also burning a lot of muscle. Your cortisol levels super elevate. So in order to increase fat burning, there's a trick you can do, and most people don't notice. But the trick is to have the stuff that people tell you don't have, which is have like a protein shake, but knock down the highest glycemic, simplest sugar imaginable. You can go ahead and have dextrose or maltodextrin powder. You can eat white bread, white rice, white potatoes, or any other kind of quick digesting carb and have a lot of it. Generally, a 200-pound guy might have 100 grams of carbs. A 120-pound girl might have 60. You know, pretty much your body weight and half worth of carbs. And what that does, whenever you're working out, your muscles are breaking down and they're trying to rebuild and heal. During that process, your metabolism stays elevated. You're burning a lot of blood sugars. If you have, you know, some carbs in your blood, you're burning that. But if you go ahead and have a high glycemic carb, say you do whey protein and you do dextrose powder, for example. Well, what that does, it makes your blood sugar get very high. You make a lot of insulin, which kills the cortisol. Then your blood sugar bottoms out. Now you have this high rev of metabolism, but no sugar in your blood to burn. So now your body switches to burning intramuscular fat. So having very simple sugars, eating candy almost after a workout, can switch you from burning blood sugar to muscle fat. And this process happens. This is the only time of day where this can possibly happen. If you eat candy at midnight, well, you need to put fat on. If you do it post-workout, well, it's actually a little bit different. So there is a lot of tricks to the pre- and post-workout nutrition. Now, nobody can eat a perfect diet, and you have to remember that, especially as an athlete. You cannot get all the nutrition from food. You do need to take some kind of supplementation. Now, if you don't work out and you just live a regular daily life and you're sedentary, yes, you can get what you need from food. But if you're athletic and you wreck your body down, and especially if you're dieting, when you're dieting, your calories cut down by a third or sometimes more. And when that happens, you got less food, which is less nutrition. So pre-workout, here's a couple of our favorite supplements that tend to work really well. Number one, you always hear about branched chain amino acids, which are 3 different amino acids that tend to stop your body from losing muscle because your body tends to attack those aminos in the process. Of the 3, 2 of them convert into sugar. It's a process called gluconeogenesis. One of them does not, which is L-leucine. So if you're trying to lose body fat, taking L-leucine pre-workout can preserve the muscle, which preserves your metabolism, but helps you burn more fat because your body's not getting calories from the BCAAs. If you're bulking, yeah, you can't do the BCAAs. But leucine is a great amino acid for muscle preservation. If you're trying to burn fat, taking something like L-carnitine. L-carnitine is basically a catalyst. It is the structure that takes fat from the bloodstream and pushes it into the muscle cell, like to the mitochondria, and you can burn fat. So having more L-carnitine can help you burn more fat, give you more energy, lower triglycerides, very healthy, a lot of energy, makes you feel great, and burn more fat. It's a great fat burner. Other stuff people take, such as pre-workout like NO2 products, they're good. They dilate your blood vessels. It helps you get more nutrition flow to the muscle, better waste flow away. Most people take it because it gives them better pumps. You feel better on it. I personally like them. It's kind of up to you. A lot of times you have caffeine in it, which I love caffeine. It's another great fat liberator. But if you want a nice pump during a workout, those are pretty interesting too. Post-workout, protein's always important. Your muscles are breaking down. And again, even if you don't want to get big and bulky, you still want to keep what you got. And keeping what you got happens from giving yourself what it needs. If you don't give it what it needs, then it has to eat itself away to get those amino acids. And remember, everything on your body is made from protein to some degree. Not everything, but most stuff. So if you need more amino acids to make new skin tissue, and you're not eating enough protein, well, your body will take it out to muscle. And less muscle, slower metabolism. As far as carbs after workout, again, they got all kind of stuff, waxy maize, dextrose, maltodextrin. You can buy those at nutrition stores. Or you can just make something at home. You can make yourself a nice shake. You can put in like some fruit if you like. You won't get that insulin surge with fruit, but it's very healthy, and you do get some sugar from it. It definitely helps. Other supplements that you hear about, creatine, which has many different variations of it. They have the ATE versions, like the citrates, malates, monohydrates. They have the crealkalins, the ethyl esters, the AKGs. I know it gets confusing, and I'm not going to go over every single one, but creatine is something that gives you more anaerobic endurance. So for all you guys out there who like to bench, if you can bench press 225 10 times, If you take a creatine supplement, you might be able to do it 11 or 12. It gives you more endurance. Not necessarily stronger, but more endurance with heavier weight. That's good if you want to overload and grow. It definitely helps. It's not dangerous. It's very healthy. It's the most studied supplement in human history. But it does work. It's one of the few that actually works. Besides that, taking antioxidants, vitamins, very healthy. But those are some of the basic ones. So for pre- and post-workout nutrition, if you have any questions, shoot us an email. Visit our website. We're at www.optivitanutrition.com. And if you have any questions, please let us know.